Welcome to SportSShow. What's up, guys? On this edition of SportSShow, Colts owner Jim Irsay fires comments at Peyton Manning, but how much should they mean towards Peyton, or is it just a gimmick? Plus, we have pick'em from the Seahawks-Cardinals game on Thursday to the Vikings-Giants game on Monday. SportSShow, let's go! And welcome to SportSShow here on TSM. I'm Michael Carvelis, and the time is about 1:30 p.m. on October the 16th, 2013. Hope everybody is doing just fine. For our first segment, we're going to go ahead and start off with the Pigskin Pick'em. That is a fantasy game on ESPN.com. This fantasy game is free and no hoops to jump through. Yes, I use that. Yes, I use the trademark of that. But guys, it's time for my Pigskin Pick'em, and currently, here's how I stand in the Pigskin Pick'em. After not playing the first week, I'm number 276,314 out of like 450,000 people. I have 44 points, and I'm 44.6% good on it. Now let's go ahead and start off with Thursday Night Football. Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks and their defense take on the Arizona Cardinals defense with Carson Palmer at the quarterback. And my pick for this one is Seahawks get the win by at least 7 or more. I don't think it will be close for a little bit, but just not for the whole game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers take on the Atlanta Falcons, the struggling Atlanta Falcons and Matt Ryan. I think the Falcons actually do rebound in this one and get a win. They are 1-4 this season, and I think they get their second win to improve to 2-4. And I think the Buccaneers just continue to fall back. I don't think they get a win. I think it'll be about a 10-point game or more. The Buffalo Bills taking on the Miami Dolphins. It's going to be a battle of young quarterbacks. E.J. Manuel against Ryan Tannehill, if E.J. Manuel does play. But anyway, it doesn't matter if E.J. Manuel plays or not, because if he doesn't play, this will just even support my fact even more. I think Dolphins win the game by probably 5 points or more. I think it will be close for a while, but I think the Dolphins are going to be able to edge this one out. Chicago Bears taking on the Washington Redskins. RG3 and the Redskins are struggling profusely this season. I think it's going to continue. I don't think Redskins get this victory. I think the Chicago Bears do. For some reason, I have the Redskins picked, but I think the Bears get the victory. I think their defense shows RG3 who's boss. I've never been a believer in RG3 ever since I saw him at Baylor, and I still will continue my stride. I didn't believe in him last season, and he injured that leg, and you've seen in other videos of me that I have not been so fond of RG3. The Detroit Lions taking on the Cincinnati Bengals in Detroit. I think the Bengals are a really good team. I think they're a rising team, but I think the Lions are too. I think Reggie Bush has a good game against the Bengals defense. Despite the Bengals taking out the Patriots in their last game, I still think that the Detroit Lions will get that victory. And so Lions should have a pretty good game. I think Reggie Bush combined with Matt Stafford to Megatron, I think that it will be a really fun game. But Lions win by probably 3 or more. Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Tony Romo trying to take out Mike Vick and the Eagles. I think actually the Eagles do get the win. Now granted, I think it's going to be by 1 point or more. But I could see actually the Cowboys winning this game. I just don't see them winning it. I think the Eagles will win it. But like I said, I would not be surprised if the Cowboys win the game. Alright, St. Louis Rams take on the Carolina Panthers. I'm telling you what, guys, the Panthers are super good. And I know that's kind of gay to say that. But the Carolina Panthers are doing extraordinary this season. They're like 4-1 or 3-2. This team is legit this season. Cam Newton, after having a sophomore slump, he is in his third year and performing very well. I think he's doing probably the second best out of the third-year quarterbacks behind Andrew Luck, and third best will probably be Russell Wilson. But that aside, I think Panthers get the win over the Rams, although the Rams would probably be a team that could surprise them, but I think the Panthers get it done, especially being in Carolina. New England Patriots take on Geno Smith and the Jets. I think the Jets lose this game by probably 7 or more. I think the Patriots are just too good. It doesn't matter if Gronk comes back or not. I think that the Patriots are going to get the win, especially if they can contend with the Saints. I think they can contend with the Jets pretty well. Also, San Diego Chargers taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. San Diego Chargers are fresh off of a win against the Colts. But, guys, they are traveling all the way to Florida in this one to take on the Jaguars. I actually have the Jaguars pulling off the upset in this one by 1 point or more. Like I said, it's an upset, so that means that the other team could win. The Chargers could win the game, but I just think in this game, I'm taking the Jaguars in a very bold decision. I have to get up there in the top 100,000 to start contending for that $2,000 Best Buy gift card. Also, the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Tennessee Titans. I don't have an upset in this one. Jake Locker is obviously injured. He's recovering for injury anyways. I think the 49ers get the win. They have been absolutely on fire for the past few weeks. Ever since they lost to the Colts and the Seahawks, I think that they've been absolutely incredible. Colin Kaepernick has improved his game. He's earned my respect a little bit, but I think Frank Gore and the defense will be the difference. I've never been a believer in Colin Kaepernick. He's earned my respect a little bit this year, but like I said, 49ers are a good football team. It's not just based on the quarterback. Their football team is absolutely incredible. I think 49ers get the win over the Titans by 10 points or more. The Cleveland Browns and the Green Bay Packers. I don't even know who the Cleveland Browns quarterback is now. They're under like their third string, and if not, they're going to start Brandon Weeden because I know Brian Hoyer's out. He has a one game. I think the Green Bay Packers win this one by 7 or more. I think the Browns will try to contend with them early on, but I think the Packers are too darn good. Aaron Rodgers, I didn't used to like him, but now I've started to see that he's a really good quarterback. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to lead his team to the victory. And plus, Eddie Lacy, who I have on one of my fantasy teams on ESPN Fantasy Football, I think that Eddie Lacy is going to have a pretty good game against this Browns defense. Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs. I think the Texans win this one. Now, granted, if the Chiefs win it, do not be surprised, but I'm going with the Texans in the upset. The reason I would say it's an upset is because, Texans are struggling this year. They're third in the division, but I think they're doing a pretty good job. But I think Matt Schaub will do pretty well. I think Arian Foster will do pretty well, despite Matt Schaub being injured, depending on how serious that injury is. But I think the Texans get it done by 3 points or more. I think it will be a very close game. But I think somehow, some way, I picked the Texans, and it hurts me to say that. Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, granted, Steelers are struggling this season. Ravens are struggling too, but not as much as the Steelers. I think Ray Rice and Joe Flacco and this young Ravens secondary will get it done on Sunday. Sorry about that. We'll get it done on Sunday. To me, it seems like that Joe Flacco is on the top of his game right now. Granted, he does need a little bit more help, but I think the Ravens get it done by 3 points or more. I think the Steelers will do a good job, but in the end, Ravens pull away. Sunday Night Football, the game of the week for me. Denver Broncos are undefeated. Peyton Manning taking on the Indianapolis Colts and Andrew Luck in Indianapolis. Like I said, Sunday Night Football on NBC. And guys, I am telling you what, that one will be incredible. I think now granted, my favorite team is the Indianapolis Colts ever since 2006 when they won the Super Bowl over the Bears. That was the first year I ever got into football. But to me, I think that the Colts are not going to win this game. They had a chance to beat the Chargers. They didn't do too well. They had to travel all the way back to Indy. I think Peyton Manning will show them up pretty well. And before I get to my Monday night matchup with the Vikings and the Giants, the winless Giants, I will have to say this. To me, I think that Jim Irsay, I've been told that Jim Irsay fired comments about Peyton Manning. It's pretty interesting, but he did. He fired comments at Peyton Manning. I don't know the extent of that, but I've been told that it's just a gimmick. And that's why I said in the introduction. Is it a gimmick? I think it's just to get publicity. Jim Irsay is a guy who likes to trash talk himself off. He's the one who got rid of Peyton in the first place. So maybe there is a little bit of bad blood there in the first place. But I'm just telling you this, guys. It's just incredible to me to see what Peyton Manning has done. I think Broncos will get the win. But I still think that Jim Irsay made a wise move. You gotta spice things up a little bit, and I think Jim Irsay did just that. I'm a Colts fan, and I respect Peyton Manning with all of my heart, as you know, as a Colts fan would. But I'm just saying right now, I respect what he's doing because it's just trash talking. You can smack talk people on your ESPN and Fantasy Football League, and I think that's what Jim Irsay is doing. Because personally, I think that he knows that the Colts are going to lose. Granted, they have beaten the 49ers and the Seahawks this season, I believe. But he's doing a pretty good job, I would say. Anyways, guys, that's it for that. And now Monday Night Football on ESPN. Minnesota Vikings at the New York Giants. Eli Manning, and here's where the breaking news comes in. Josh Freeman of the Minnesota Vikings will start Sunday, according to ESPN.com. That is, of course, subject to change. But after Matt Castle did awfully in his last game, Josh Freeman will start. And guys, now you're thinking this, okay? Well, Josh Freeman, we don't know how good he is. Eli Manning desperately needs a win. I won't be surprised if the Giants win this game, but I'm telling you, Vikings have got Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson promised us a 2,500-yard season, and something tells me that we're coming close to him. The reason being is because AP has had less than 100 yards multiple times this season. I think he'll do very well in this game. I think the Giants' defense is absolutely depleted. I don't think their front line will be able to get enough pressure on him. I think the Vikings will perform very well. Of course, they're going to want to get Josh Freeman going a whole lot, being the fact that they made a quarterback change. But I think the Vikings win this one by about 3 points or more. Giants will hang in there. But I think the Giants' season is done after Monday Night Football on ESPN.